Wonder Woman issue 20, Greg Rucka and Bilquis Evely. So this is, we have 5 left after this. But yeah, so this is obviously Godwatch. This is an issue that's mainly, again, Veronica Cale at the forefront. She's the protagonist, if you will, try to sort things out. And she's up to stuff, and she raises Cersei. And she wants Cersei, she makes a deal with Cersei to try and get her daughter back from the twins. And they go through all this plan where Cersei seems to like go to Wonder Woman to like siphon off power from her lasso, and Cale does a bunch of stuff in preparation. And they find out at the end that so they put the twins in the dogs, right? That happens in this issue. There's also a big jump in time. They mention it's like 7 years since since Wonder
7
Woman.
years since she left Themyscira, yeah.
So we've jumped.
She left, yeah.
So we're much closer to present day in this part of the story now.
Yeah, and it makes me go, right, so how long before the truth is this now? Because it's really muddy in the times.
Yeah, a couple of years, I guess. 3 years, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Because she had been Wonder Woman for a little bit when this started, when this arc, right? With
6
Cale's
months.
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
now we're
man,
seven
there's
and a
quite
half
time jump.
years. Yeah.
Because it shows Cale that she's gone to all these different doctors to fix her daughter, and none of them know what to do, so they send her to another one.
Yeah, I like
and
that
she
actually.
ends up completing the circle.
So, yeah, at the start when she's like, "Oh yeah, you've completed the circle of everyone recommended another doctor."
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
to set up that she is out of like normal options,
Yep.
so she goes to something more extreme, and so we lead to that. But we find out at the end, so they put the twins in the dogs, and they get their staff with the crystal at the end, and Cersei's like, "Well, wait a minute, this is cracked. Whatever was trapped in here's left," and she does some digging with her powers, and Veronica's daughter is with Ares. Ares.
Ares.
To say, what was that?
Ares on Themyscira, which actually fits in nicely with everything that's going on, because now we're like, that's why she wants to get to Themyscira. That's why she's been so determined all this time.
Yeah, it's no longer just as a way to give them what they want. It's no, she has a reason to go there now. She needs to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I always assumed it was like I never got the impression in the present day story that she was trying to get there for the twins, because it's like, well, she's put them in dogs, like they've become dogs.
Yeah.
It always felt like she had her own reason, but now it's like, no, your daughter is imprisoned with Ares on Themyscira. That's why she wants to get there. And like I said with the last issue with Veronica. Maybe the last couple actually, Godwatch, because a lot of it has been about her, is they've really humanised her and made me sympathetic to her. So I'm actually kind of, in a weird way, rooting for her daughter to come back. I want her daughter to be okay. Not at the expense of Wonder Woman, and obviously what she's done to cheat is awful, but it feels... It's deeper, it's got more layers to it now. She's not just like a cardboard cutout villain, and that's nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it does that.
I missed that 7 years. I guess I skimmed over it because I was getting confused on.
It's just a caption
like,
box.
maybe it's in
Yeah.
3. Yeah. Well, because she had said she'd seen Dr. Green 3 years ago. Because I just went back through it.
Yeah. No, but it just says in black and white. It's been 7 years since.
Yeah, but so that means Kale's learned some kind of ancient magic. She's able to summon Cersei, who I really like. She has this puckish vibe to her. Where she's not just like this evil witch. She's just kind of like, hey, what's your deal? You gotta make a deal.
What she makes me think of? Basically, if you were casting this for like a movie or a show, you'd get, what's her face, Holtzman from New Ghostbusters. Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
Feels like you'd have her
Very much.
play this version of Cersei.
Very much.
Do you know what I liked about Cersei in this? That she can interact with the AI, like on a physical level.
Yeah.
Like
That
she touches it and like covers its mouth. It's like, oh man, that is cool.
That was pretty funny, because it's like, obviously you think, oh, you can't do that, it's just a hologram. What good's that going to do? But it still works because she's magic.
That was a moment that really stood out. It was a small thing.
And then
but
later
it was
on, hasn't she got it trapped in like the coffee pot, and she lets it out the coffee, and you see like the hologram soaked in coffee?
That's when they first meet up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she shoves her down in there, and then she comes up from the coffee.
Yeah, it's really cool that she can do that with a hologram. I know it's a small thing, but it kind of just shows off like her powers extend beyond what you'd think of traditionally.
Yeah, no. She's fun, and also it does a really good job of building up Ares as something big, something for both. Because she's like, oh no, it's alright. It doesn't matter what you pay me. I'm not dealing with this. Like, you're on your own.
I'm out.
I was willing to
Well,
fight
he's
these
one-
two. I was willing to go and fight
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. I'm not dealing with him.
It's one thing to fight demigods. It's another thing to fight one of the principal gods, let alone the
Yeah.
god of war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But of course, Kale's like, if that's what it takes,
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I kind
unleashing
of like
him.
that. It definitely gives Kale the Lex Luthor vibe for Wonder Woman, whereas she defines herself as a human and she'll take on the gods if that's what it takes. And just like Luthor, he'll take on the super powerful alien if that's what it means, showing that he's a better person.
Yeah, it
Or
can
human.
and to keep that comparison going, and even to extend it to Batman as well. That whole idea where, oh, we wouldn't have all these other aliens raining down if you didn't come here first. And it's the same thing with Wonder Woman, where a lot of these people believe, oh, we wouldn't have all these gods and demigods showing up if you never left that damn island. You brought this trouble with you. And same with Batman, we wouldn't have masked people.
He never dressed
Doing all
up.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's escalation.
Escalation, yeah. Classic superhero sort of thing to explore, but it's a solid thing to explore.
It works because it's basic. You could do the same with every hero. I mean, Flash.
It's
Green
because
Lantern.
it's such a familiar idea, like an arms race. We've seen it so many times throughout history that, of course, that's how it works. We don't question it.
And I like it as the motivation for villains for these. Like with Batman, it could be a little bit different just because of his own personal motivations. Like each one of those villains represents a different psychotic thing. Whereas with Wonder Woman and Superman, you can have this person that represents, no, we're man, we're fine without you if we really push ourselves. And I think that really balances them out, and they serve their purpose. Also, I think Wonder Woman needs that addition to the Rogues Gallery, because as far as I knew, it was just Cheetah.
Yeah, because
right?
Cheetah's
Ares.
kind of like her Two-Face, the sort of tragic fallen person who was good. Like that, not exactly, but this kind of fits into that.
Yeah,
Sort
I
of
mean, as
slot.
far as villains go, it was Cheetah, Cersei, and I guess Ares.
Yeah.
I mean, I got
about
like,
it.
I think of Giganta as a Wonder Woman
Ah,
villain.
sure.
Giganta. Great issue, great art, as we should say real quick, too.
Oh yeah, that's great. I mean, I feel
The
like
layouts.
I was less inclined to mention it on this one just because it was obviously going to be great because Evilly's been
It's
killing it.
consistent.
That's
Yeah.
the thing with Wonder Woman in general. I almost forget to mention the art because it's such a high standard consistently that I just expect like this is going to be phenomenal art every time.
I love a good sequential decision. And the one in this one that stuck out is when she goes to shake her hand, like Kale and Cersei, and like Cersei's smiling, and then she sort of closes her mouth. She's still smirking, and then she smiles again when Kale says, "Yeah, it's a deal." But again, I like that because one of the ones from an earlier issue was when Kale was like, it was all those panels going down the page with
Oh,
the
the
rain.
window.
Yeah, the window.
Yep.
I love a good decision, a sequence that shows a decision being made. You can see it inside their
There's
head
a beat.
as they're making it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's sold by the art, because on the page it just says beat, and
Yeah.
it takes a really good artist to make that moment linger.
Yeah, the artist has got to make the timing of that work, and credit to them because that last one was Everly as well, right?
Yep.
I think so.
I think, no, was it?
Was that
Or
Sharp?
was it in Godwatch?
Or it could have,
Is this-
it depended on how long it was. It could have been nah, it probably wasn't.
Scott.
It
I don't
wasn't,
think
it
it was
wasn't
Scott, no.
But it may have been
She
Sharp.
just did the Year One stuff.
It depends if it was
Might
a
have been
present day
Sharp.
story.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But either way, everything on Wonder Woman, every single issue has been fantastic.
I can't wait to find out who's doing the art with the writer for the 5 issues.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was Evely that did issue 8, right?
It was.
That was before she became a full-time artist on the book. Yes.
Yeah. Just got to bring it up. Got to ask.